Make sure to subscribe to this channel for more videos like this.
They know that there is some storm brewing, and so we want to talk about Hannah and the impacts it could have for the city of Corpus Christi, as well as Paul mentioned, really far inland. So just because you don't live on the water doesn't mean you need to disregard this tropical storm. First off, here's all the alerts. We have tropical storm watches and tropical storm warnings that go all the way from Galveston down to Brownsville. So we're looking at the mouth of the Rio Grande. And again, this is signifying those tropical storm force winds that could be coming through, as well as the very heavy rainfall that's going to be plaguing the coast as we head through the rest of today, as well as especially into tomorrow as Tropical Storm Hannah makes landfall. Here's a look at the storm impacts for Corpus Christi. We could see those tropical storm force winds as early as Saturday morning starting to kind of ramp up, and then by Saturday afternoon we'll really start to feel those gusts. The rainfall could be up to 5 inches of rain, and then of course some areas could see upwards of a foot of rain. So I want you to focus on two spots. Here's Corpus Christi. That's where Paul is right now. And then look at Floresville. This is just outside of San Antonio. Now, as I roll the clocks here, as we take a look at our future radar and our wind gusts, you can see the wind stayed around 25 miles per hour in Corpus Christi, just outside of San Antonio, around 20-30 miles per hour. You're seeing some of these extreme outer bands start to come through, part of Hannah. And then early Saturday morning, here comes the first wave of some heavy rain as those winds start to increase. And then by Saturday afternoon, look at this, 50 to 60 mile an hour winds in Corpus Christi. But as Paul mentioned, over 100 miles inland, just as you get outside of San Antonio, they're looking at winds at around 40 to 50 miles per hour. So again, all these areas really under the gun for the wind as well as the heavy rain. However, the Gulf and the Atlantic are not the only things that are heating up right now. Also the Pacific. Alex, we got a lot of action there as well.
Yeah, you sure do. The Hawaiian Islands
Regions today as well as tomorrow. Take a look at this. All the way from North Platte up through Fargo, you could see the potential of some severe storms, mainly hail and wind again. So those are going to be concerns as we head through the rest of this afternoon and evening. And then even tomorrow, this is going to be stretching all the way to Lake Superior, getting into parts of Minnesota and Wisconsin. But even the Dakotas and even close to Nebraska is still looking at the potential of some unruly thunderstorms tomorrow as well to kick off the weekend. Here's what's going on right now. Now, Alex was talking about the heat, and some areas may be seeing a bit of a dip. Right now, though, we still have that big dome, this big heat dome that's in place. It's been just moving that jet stream all the way up to the north, and so that's where we find our storm track and where these storms are starting to develop. Along this, a front is going to be just riding this jet all the way from the northern plains into the east coast as we head into the end of the weekend. So as it starts to roll east, it's going to be tapping into a lot of Gulf moisture, so a lot of storm fuel for these thunderstorms to develop and potentially turn severe. So by early next week, this can be pushing into the eastern seaboard, starting to bring in some rain as well as some thunderstorms for parts of the New England area, and some rain to come. We got widespread summer downpours. That's going to be something we'll be talking about into next week as well. But let's turn back to the tropics, Alex.